Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Von Vier here, back at it again with another edition of D&D Players. What are your funniest Nat 20 moments? This time we're coming in with part 5, one of our longest running series on the channel. Let's get started. I was running the Rise of Tiamat 5th edition module, and the sorceress swiped one of the bad guys' artifact level masks. It gave them a disgustingly high AC, legendary resistance, and more. They were clearly the most OP character in the party. So I said to the player, I don't mind you having this, but just so you know, the Cult of the Dragon really needs this for their ritual, and they will do everything they can to take it back. And they said, no problem. And that was that. Fast forward a few sessions, the party had just cleared a Yuan-Ti temple with relative ease. They were a little beat up, but nothing too serious, so I decided it would be a great time for an ambush. Said ambush included cultists, a high-ranking priest, a necromancer, and an adult green dragon, all there to get that mask. The fight was as epic as dragon fights usually are, but that's not even the best part of the story. After bringing down the dragon, the necromancer animates its corpse to keep fighting. Our OP sorceress stood their ground in front of it, using their boosted AC and the shield spell to deflect most of the blows. Against a dragon the size of a house, this little 5-foot, 100-pound half-elf girl deflects nearly every blow, power with her arcane power, burying her inch by inch into the dirt with the force of the blows until finally she runs out of spells. The dragon rolls high enough to get a good slash and the sorceress goes down. The necromancer emerges from the shadows, takes the sorceress's mask, and turns invisible. The look of rage on that player's face is one I will cherish forever. Soon the druid makes to the sorceress with a heal, and she immediately sits up and shouts, "I shoot a firebolt at the necromancer." I said, "They're invisible," and ran off. "Well, there's only one direction they can run, so I shoot." So I adjusted the AC for cover and distance and had them roll disadvantage, where you roll your attack twice and pick the lower number. I thought, no chance in the 9 hells that they land this, the necromancer will get away next round. Then they rolled double natural 20s. Against all odds, she crits the invisible enemy, empowering her cantrip with everything she has left. After over 50 fire damage, the necromancer was dead, visibly burning. The party quickly deals with the last few stragglers before retrieving everything and going for a nap. The best part is that in the final fight, the party fought Tiamat herself. Despite not having the mask, she was strong enough to kill 2 out of 6 of the party. With it, she surely would have been too strong to defeat. Those double natties saved the entire campaign. I got pulled into an ongoing campaign as a lawful evil Aasimar and was introduced to a bard, PC, as he was attempting to make his way out of a prison while disguised as a demon. My check let me see through his facade and I ultimately decided to help him escape. I led him to the quartermaster to help find his missing belongings and began describing the awesome bass guitar among the player's said items. When I asked why I would be interested in such items, I responded by saying, all items that have been in the lost and found for longer than the allotted period of time are to be considered free game by all employees as in accordance with company policy. The DM laughed pretty good and asked me to roll to see what would get us. When I rolled nat 20s, the entire table of 8 lost their ever-loving minds. After my roll, I began to collect all of his items and returned most of them back to him after our egress from the prison came to a close. Years ago, I played a paladin named Galleon. Galleon is an Oath of Devotion paladin with 10 intelligence and 9 wisdom, and he loves pie. He also has proficiency in pie tins as weapons, since he always has at least 6 or 7 empties on him, and when he gets bored, he throws them. It's canon in our group that Galleon invented Frisbee as a sport. Almost immediately upon starting to play him, Galleon developed a penchant for rolling nat 20s at the most weirdly opportune times. It was always one extreme or the other, either for something absurdly dumb and useless, or to land the killing blow on an enemy after being useless the whole combat. The first 2 sessions I played him in, we had been in 2 combats where Galleon had not hit a single attack. The second combat was a combat trial in the academy. Everyone on both sides had gone down except for Galleon and the opponent's strongest fighter. Galleon was already down to quarter health. If this guy hit him, it was almost certain that Galleon would go down. Our team would lose the trial. On the next attack, he got a nat 20 and did 18 damage with his greatsword to one-shot the fighter and win the trial. But that's not the nat 20 I came here to talk about. I came here to talk about 2 others that happened within about 5 minutes of each other and were completely useless, but hilarious. Last week, Galleon made an appearance as a temporary character in a campaign I'm playing in. The party encountered him as they were going through a dungeon. Galleon was stuck in the dungeon and had given up trying to figure out how to get out. When the group entered the room, he was sitting on the floor eating pie straightened from the pie tin. He jumped up and looked at the group and then got disappointed. "Wait, you're not here to deliver the pies I ordered from the bakey, man." They also made the mistake of asking who his deity was, to which he responded, "Oh, Platter." He was a paladin of Ilmater, but had heard the name wrong the first time he heard of him, and that was that. His holy symbol was even an amulet with a slice of cherry pie, the filling dripping from it made from the red string of Ilmater. But Galleon had no clue. When the group took a look around the room, they saw a bunch of pie tins in one corner. A couple of them were dented up and such. They asked Galleon about them and he said that he had been bored and had been throwing them through the massive metal rings that were hanging from the walls around the room. To demonstrate, I rolled a nat 20 pie tin attack and not only put it through the ring, but embedded the tin into the wall. A few minutes later, we ended up fighting some shadows and a zombie. Our bard gave Galleon a bardic inspiration and actually sang him a song in character. I DM'd the DM and asked if I could roll performance to dance along with the singing. Nat 20. Galleon started getting down with the song and even did a handstand in the middle of it. DM gave me a D8 instead of the D6 for bardic inspiration, but I never ended up needing to use it. Yo, I got one. It happened just tonight. Ooh, a fresh one. Okay, so my character is a cleric and a gentle soul for the most part. She gets really irritated with some of the party members, one of which is a macho man and likes to emphasize the fact that he's the manliest man, bro. He fails a lot and we tease him for it, but it's in good fun. His name is Rowan. We encountered a door that was blocked on the inside. The guys of the party attempted to push it open, but with not much luck. Then Rowan stepped up and went, "Alright, let me show you how a real man does it." He unfortunately failed the strength check, and I decided to try it myself because why not? I rolled a nat 20 on the strength check. I felt so proud in that moment that all I said was, "My character looks smugly at Rowan." It was a great session. When I was in high school, a friend started an evil campaign. I decided to have some fun with it. I rolled a Dragonborn wizard with anger issues, and when I hit level 2, I put a level in Barbarian that no one in the party knew about except for the DM. We were going through a cavern with a tunnel that twisted around itself and ended in a swinging bridge over a ravine to another tunnel. The party's half-orc Barbarian was fighting against an enemy and was pushed off the bridge and lowered to half health. I lowered a rope down to him in the middle of combat as my team covered me, strength check 15, and he climbed back up and said, "Puny wizard," when he passed by me. Because he was so damn heavy, I lost my action for a round as I got over it. By then, combat was over. Happened in a recent one-shot. I was playing a halfling paladin in splint armor. I wanted to roll to jump across a river that was probably about 15 to 20 feet wide. Rolled a nat 20. DM has me jump not just over the river, but about 15 feet more onto the other side of the river. The bard in our party was so amazed by it that they wrote a song about it. The Warforged fighter tried the same thing after seeing me do it and fell into the middle of the river. I went to help him and rolled a 16 on athletics, 27 total, so a 3-foot halfling jumped back into the river and pulled a 7-foot warforged out of the river as well. I rolled a nat 20 to walk into a stadium as coolly as possible. Suddenly I had a leather jacket on and randomly pulled out sunglasses. I also did a flip. The whole time, everyone was laughing like crazy. Rolled a nat 20 to dig a hole. I have an uncanny ability to roll low when I need to roll high, but when it's something insignificant, that's a different story, and roll stupid good. So we were talking to the head of security in the town we were in. Our Kenku wizard, always the jokester that pushed the DM's sanity, rolled to seduce her. Just so you know, she's married and wouldn't she— Nat 20! You know what? Alright, it succeeds. Cue excited car alarm noises. But not on her. Wait, what? I told you, she's faithfully married. And just because you rolled a nat 20 doesn't imply a full success. You succeeded on the roll, just not on her. Then, who did I? You see her male orc bodyguard eyeing you very seductively. Then the orc became a normal character whenever we were back at our tavern and in between missions, and we eventually let him run the bar while we ran off to do the Tomb of Annihilation, where the party was probably never seen again. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA here, just checking in after the vid as per usual to make sure that everyone is doing A-okay, staying hydrated, happy, and healthy. That said, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and to ring that bell, just in case you want to get notifications whenever we post or in case we go live. However, we do go live technically on our Twitch channel, which is going to be in the links in the description below. You can also submit a story to us on r/MrRipper, our subreddit, or if you'd like a little extra fun, head on over to our sister channel, Riptovia on YouTube, where we have a little bit of the same, little bit of different stuff. If you want to support me, Brian Von VA, directly, come say hi on YouTube or over on Twitch. All the links for everything listed will be in the description down below. Go look. And as a positive note to end on this little video here, I just want to say one thing. A lot of you people are very creative. And more so, your creativity stemmed from either years and years and years of like friends or family telling you about their stories and all these wild imaginations you could have as a kid. Or more recently, I'm finding a lot of people are being enthused by, well, us, MrRipper and the crew. And we're telling some great stories out there. Some are, you know, iffy, some are really good, some are really bad. But no matter how bad the story is, it seems to inspire a ton of people. And I'm proud of that. I'm really, really proud of that. And I hope that none of you out there ever stops being so imaginative. Don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, all the way to 100. Keep that imagination alive and well, because it'll keep you a little bit less stressed and a little bit happier. And plus, we all get some cool stories out of it that we really want to hear and that you should share with everybody else because, hey, sharing is caring and it's the only way to make a new friend. All the love, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.